Pantheon AI presents Powell's shock warning, $22.4 billion AI deal. Is this the market top? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the PAI Morning Briefing. Today is September 25th, 2025. Sarah, it looks like we're diving into a pretty mixed bag this morning.
The mixed bag is right, John. It feels like the market can't quite make up its mind. Let's start with the big indexes. What are the numbers telling us?
Well, the S&P 500 is up, but just barely. It's at about 6613, a tiny gain of 0.087%. The Dow, on the other hand, slipped a little, down about 0.077% to 46,061.
But the Nasdaq had a much better morning, right? I saw it got a nice bounce, up almost 0.5%, sitting around 22,428.
Exactly. That's where the positive momentum seems to be. But then you look at crypto, and it's a different story. Bitcoin is down around 1.8%, trading near $111,289.
And Ethereum took an even bigger hit, didn't it? Down almost 3.6%, putting it right around $4,000. It's like the market is reminding us that even in these exciting times, there's always a twist.
That's a perfect way to put it. So let's get into those twists. What's the first major trend on your radar today?
Well, the first thing that jumps out is a notable alert from the Federal Reserve. Jerome Powell has been pretty vocal, cautioning that stocks might be, and I'm quoting here, fairly highly valued.
So in simple terms, he's saying things are looking a bit pricey? That the enthusiasm might be getting ahead of the fundamentals?
Exactly. He's pointing out that the S&P 500 is trading at a premium compared to historical averages. It's a signal to question if this optimism is sustainable, or if we're just seeing some inflated exuberance that could face a correction.
Right. A classic, is this a bubble question. But then, on the complete opposite end of that spectrum, you have the heated talk around Nvidia.
Oh, absolutely. Barclays analysts are incredibly bullish. They believe Nvidia's stock could soar by as much as 35% more. It's just staggering.
And that's largely fueled by the explosion in AI spending, isn't it? We're hearing about AI data centers and an infrastructure market that could reach $2 trillion. It's wild how quickly names like Nvidia have become synonymous with the future.
It really is. And speaking of that massive AI infrastructure, another huge story is the deal between CoreWeave and OpenAI. CoreWeave just struck an agreement valued at roughly $6.5 billion.
And that pushes the total deal value between them to, over $22 billion? That's a massive bet on the future of digital infrastructure.
A whopping $22.4 billion, to be exact. It just underlines how critical these strategic partnerships are becoming. It's not just about one company's performance anymore.
Good point. And from massive deals to massive fines, we also have Amazon in the regulatory spotlight. They've reached a settlement with the FTC, right?
Yes, a big one. Roughly $2.5 billion over allegations of deceptive practices in its Prime program. It's a stark reminder that even the behemoths have to balance growth with accountability.
That's for sure. It sends a clear message about compliance. So when you put all these pieces together, Powell's caution, Nvidia's hype, the massive AI deals, and the regulatory crackdowns, what does it all mean for investors?
I think it means we're at a tipping point. Powell's warning suggests investors might need to reevaluate if things get volatile. It adds this layer of unpredictability that, frankly, makes the market so fascinating.
It really does. Sometimes I feel like we're watching a reality show called What Will the Market Do Next? You just have to smile at the roller coaster ride.
You really do. And zooming out, these trends have huge global implications. The dominance of AI and data is reshaping investor expectations everywhere. Companies like Nvidia aren't just riding a wave. They're setting the pace for the entire industry.
And it's not just tech. Look at the energy sector. It's in its own transformation, trying to adapt to renewables. It kind of reminds me of that old joke. Why do windmill installers make great investors?
I don't know why.
Because they're always turning opportunities into energy. It's a bit cheesy, but it shows how innovation is key, even in traditional sectors.
I like that. And in financials, the Amazon settlement is a perfect example of that balancing act between leadership and accountability. It proves that governance is becoming just as important as profits for investors.
Absolutely. So with all this happening, what's your take? What's your prediction? Are we looking at cautious optimism or something else?
I lean towards cautious optimism. Yes, Powell has a point about overvaluation. but the momentum behind key technologies like AI is undeniable. It's like being in a buffet. You have to sample wisely and not overindulge on the hype.
That's a great analogy. You have to be selective. So let's quickly recap for everyone listening. We've got mixed indexes with NASDAQ up and crypto down.
Right. We have Jerome Powell urging caution on valuations while analysts are extremely bullish on tech, especially Nvidia, thanks to that AI spending surge.
Then we have the massive strategic deals like CoreWeave and OpenAI, highlighting the value of digital infrastructure, and regulatory actions like the Amazon settlement, reminding everyone that accountability matters.
And sector-wise, tech is innovating at a breakneck pace, energy is transitioning to renewables, and financials are focusing more on governance. It's a complex picture.
It really is. So the big question for our listeners is, how do you position yourself in all this? How do you balance the aggressive growth forecasts with the very real risks?
That's the key question. And as we always say, every twist offers both risk and reward. We're here to help you navigate that labyrinth. And before we go, John, you have to have one of your jokes for us.
Of course, this one felt pretty timely. Why did the stock market break up with the investor?
Okay, why?
Because it couldn't handle all the emotional instability and decided to take a market correction.
Laughs. Okay, that's cheesy, but I'll allow it. It's a great reminder to stay level-headed. Thanks for joining us, everyone. We'll be back tomorrow to break down the next episode of this market reality show.
Thanks, everyone. Keep your eyes on the trends and stay strategic.
Pantheon AI, your information co-pilot.
Because learning shouldn't feel like a full-time job. Take care and see you next time.